Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter! So today we're going to redo the rose that I messed up yesterday because I took it out before it was cooled down. We're going to redo the candle holder. This is the one from yesterday. We put the dichroish film down in the center and then the black was showing around the edge, so I had to bling up the edge. Remember that? If you didn't, go back and watch. You missed a good show. And then I put some rhinestones around the edge to cover up the black line from the black layer. Today, we're going to do alcohol ink. Well, I'm going to do the rose exactly the same. Red Scarlet by Rolio, because it's a beautiful red. Put that in the pressure pot. Since I'm using the pressure pot, I'm going to do it for this because of all the facets. So I think it'll come out good. The butterfly, I'm just pouring in sapphire blue. This is the resin dye. Hopefully it will last longer than an alcohol ink. I've never been told that my pieces have faded over time. They possibly could because I do use a lot of alcohol ink, but I've never been told that. Somebody asked that question. If you're not too sure, then use your resin dyes instead. This one, I'm going to try something different. This one holds 6 ounces, and I'm going to use this pink resin dye. And I'm going to like marble it with clear this time with glue. So clear with glue and the pink with glue. See if it'll stay. That way you can see the layers. I don't know. You know what I mean. We'll see if I can marble it like that. So it's going to be a long day waiting for these two to get done. Because then once I take them out of the pressure pot, I throw them on the heat mat for a couple of hours, which is no big deal. I'll just put everything in there. It should all fit, I think. I'll have to check. I'm not sure that this one will fit. But this one doesn't really need to fit. But those two do. All right, whatever. I'll figure it out. Let me grab some resin and let's get started.
Brushes in hand and the world is my stage. Colors are loud like they're breaking the cage.
I think I got it ready. 8 for the butterfly. I measured the molds with alcohol today because I didn't want to be short. I'm just going to tint this one with the sapphire enough. I mean, I want it, it'll be transparent, but I definitely want it deep. I don't want a light color. And we'll see if the lid comes out different because the lid is kind of like a different shape. It's not the jar shape with sidewalls. So sometimes the lid comes out a different color when it's not an opaque color. I'm going to add a little more. And I'll probably embellish it in silver and it should be beautiful. We'll see what it comes out looking like. I don't even know if I will need to do anything. I just assume I'm going to all the time. You know, I have to do something. That looks pretty. And everything did not fit in the pressure pot. So I'm going to keep the candle holder out because that really doesn't need it. I just need to be careful with bubbles on that one. All right, there's my blue. That's good for that one. And I don't think I'm going to need to vacuum chamber that one. So I think what I'll do is just pour. This is my base for my pressure pot. And it's going to hold the top shelf here, which the top will go on. So I think somehow, some way, I'm going to pour this one. And then scrape the bubbles out from underneath that lip. As you can see where it's, before I fill it up, I will just do that real quick. I don't see any, but that doesn't mean anything. It's not going to squeeze out a void, put it that way. It's only going to squeeze it if it's a bubble. I don't see any, so hopefully there aren't any. Get that back in there. Okay, for this one, let me move this out of the way. I only need to vacuum chamber the gluey ones. This is for the flower. Okay. I want to keep everything straight. I don't want to put the wrong mica powder in the wrong thing. So a little bit of red. I'm going to dissolve that with alcohol. Oops. Sometimes these lids are hard to get on. There we go. And then I don't think that needs to be vacuum chambered either. The pressure pot, I'm starting to trust a little more and more. I'm just gonna, this is the right one, yeah. Just gonna mix it up here and then dump it into my large batch. And then remix it. So I think I'm going to use piping bags to do that marbling. I'm just hoping it's not going to incorporate bubbles, because getting bubbles out of glue, that's the vacuum chamber's job. I just hope I don't reintroduce the bubbles doing it my way. I don't know why I have to always make things difficult on myself. Why can't I just pour one color? I don't know why I can't do it. Because I like to experiment. That's why, I guess. All right, let's spritz this. This is a very detailed mold. However, it's coming out fine the way I've been doing it. And I've just been pouring it in and then like coating the entire thing before I pour the rest in, getting that in there. And I'm trying to make sure it gets into all the petals, even with my hand. Just want to make sure it's like getting wet with resin. And then I'm going to do it again. A little bit more. It's a beautiful rose if you can get it out of the mold without busting. Do not unmold this one without it being completely cold. Don't do it, trust me. I managed to save it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't make enough. You gotta be kidding me. I was hoping to get away with 2 and it held 2.5. Because I didn't think I needed that whole base poured. So, yeah, great. Let's see. Seeing if scraping's going to help me out. Yeah, that might actually help. No, I need more. I need more. So I'm just going to borrow a little bit from that butterfly. Not butterfly. What do you call it? Votive holder. Let's just mix this up. Get all that red in there to come out. Okay, now great, I have too much and I can't really use it for that. So that was wonderful. All right, that's that. Let me put this back onto my base. Now I just need to pour the rest of the butterfly and then I can go stick that in the pressure pot while I debubble the clear. Oh, I didn't mix that. Let me mix this. This is the dye for the votive holder. Bright pink for Valentine's Day. I don't want it too dark. And we're going to put glue in there. Where's my glue? Here it is. Whoops. Going to do, this is about 3 ounces, so I'll do about 3 drops after I get the dried glue off the top of this. Come on. I usually do 1 drop per ounce. You could do whatever works for you. That seems to be good enough to get like gel-like. Very gel-like. See that? It's like gooey. Hopefully it will keep our colors separated this time. Last time I did that apple, but I did the red alcohol ink and the red mica powder, which was a mistake. I should have done clear and red. So that's kind of why I want to retry my idea here to see if this looks better. All right, those 2 are ready for the vacuum chamber. Let me go. Oh, well, let's pour this. Got too much going on again, as usual. Spritz that. I'm going to pour most of it and then I'll top it off when I get it into the pressure pot. I don't want to carry it over there full. Please let there be enough, or I will be mixing like 1 ounce. Okay, good. When I scrape the cup, it should be good. So let me transfer this and get the vacuum chamber going.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky. Dipped in gold with a stroke of flare. Diamond shine in the midnight air.
I got it debubbled and I'm bagging it. So if you've never bagged your resin before, get yourself a cup, open up your bag, dump your resin in. Now, most likely I'm gonna incorporate some bubbles because I just scraped my cup because I know I'm short. But I'm not gonna bother filling that all the way up because this has a really, really thick base. So whatever it is gonna be absolutely fine. I just didn't want to incorporate bubbles, but it's kind of unavoidable when you're piping it in. And with the glue, I don't know that the bubbles are going to degas themselves. They probably will not do that. And then I just cut the top off so it's not huge in my hand. Now it is getting warm, but you don't need it warm for any reason. It's just because I'm taking so long. So I'm just going to... I don't know if I really even need to spritz this one, but because of habit, I do. I'm just going to slice off the 2 tops and kind of do the glitz effect. And we'll see if my idea is going to work. This is kind of what I was going for in that apple. Unfortunately, I decided to color them both red and you couldn't really tell. I was hoping you would see like transparent red and opaque red, but it was very difficult to see that. I don't even know if this is going to work. I mean, it's going to be fine if it's all pink, but I honestly don't see the difference in here at all. Let me just squeeze this all out. It looks all pink to me. Actually, I'm going to have enough. So that's great. Yeah, I just created a bunch of bubbles, but they're on the back, so... I'm a little surprised I don't know, maybe it'll be different on demold. It actually filled it up, so cool. I just had my little ratios wrong in the cups, I guess. So I don't have much extra. All I have is that little tiny bit of red, which is hardly anything. So I think I'm going to grab a lighter. Pop these bubbles. I do see bubbles in there. Hopefully they'll rise. I don't know if they will. It might be too gloopy. So now we just wait. Like I said, I'm going to give that pressure pot about 6 to 8 hours. Then I'll take it out and put it on the heat mat to finish curing it. And then we'll demold everything. Okay, that's it. I'll put this into something. It's just like a drip, so I'm not going to worry about that. All right, let's see who the comment of the day is. It is time to unmold. However, we are missing the rose. Not because I broke it, because it's in the refrigerator and it's been there for like an hour. So I'm just going to let that sit there and cool down for quite some time before I unmold it. Then when I take it out of the refrigerator, I'm going to let it kind of warm back up so I don't break it because it's brittle. I hope this works. Let's Resin just sent me this. I think this is new for them. I don't know. Have you guys seen this? Epoxy resin pigment paste. 8 sets. Or 8 colors. So we're going to have to try these. You've got your red. Nice little bottles too. 30-gram bottles. Because pigment paste lasts a long time. You've got your red and green. Perfect colors for Christmas. Right there if you need them. Look at that gorgeous color. I love that one. They're calling it cyan. Here's a beautiful blue. Deep blue. Almost like a sapphire blue. You've got your white and your black, of course. And then you've got orange and yellow. Perfect colorings for the names. So that's pretty new. So go check that out if you need some pigment paste. We'll be using these, I'm sure, in upcoming, especially this one. I want to try this one. This looks like a Tiffany blue, doesn't it? Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, I just wanted to mention that before we go on. So this is what I put the drippings into. Little seahorse. And I typically make a little pendant or something out of that. And then this is the popsicle, the donut, and the cupcake. There's the popsicle. Here's a little donut, which I always have to drill out the hole there because it's cut a little too low. That's the way the original is. And then a little cupcake. So those are cute. We'll trim those up and do something with them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Let's start with this one because I don't think we're getting the 2 colors like I wanted to. I mean, hopefully. I kind of can see in there that you see a little bit of clear, but I don't have high hopes. And if it doesn't, then I'm done trying because it was glued and very gloopy. And no, we're just seeing pink. We're just seeing pink. So I am not going to try that anymore. Not that there's nothing wrong with the pink, but you know what? What's up with this mold? There's texture to it. There's texture on the top today, which is strange because I don't remember that being there yesterday. Why do I have texture on there? I see it in my mold right now. Could that be from the alcohol I spritzed in there? It very well could have been, but it's in there, so it looks like this is going to get blinged up just like yesterday's. All right, well, you know, it's okay. It's not what I wanted, but pretty nonetheless. We'll do something with that. I got to figure out this. Let me see if I can wipe that off, because that's strange. I do not remember covering up texture yesterday, or I probably would have said something. I wonder if something got sprayed in here by accident, because sometimes I'm spraying my mold release, but that shouldn't have done that. Let me just see if I can, if it's there permanently and I didn't notice it. And I can't very well go back and look because I covered it with rhinestones. Yeah, it's something that I sprayed in there. It's not on the mold. Maybe we'll pour this again tomorrow. Maybe with like, yeah, there's something in there. Maybe with mica powder or a pigment paste. Why don't we try the pigment paste? But are you really going to see through it? That's the thing for a candle holder. Yeah, I don't see. So it's something I sprayed in there, and I remember spraying the alcohol at the last seconds. Wondering if I needed it. Clearly, I didn't need it. All right. So anytime you get this out of the pressure pot, you see these big bubbles, and then I always freak out thinking, oh my gosh, why do I have big bubbles? But they're not. It just does that for whatever reason. I'm sure there's a scientific reason behind it, releasing the pressure or whatever, but I'm not a scientific kind of girl. All right, let's see how we did. Now remember, I did not put this through the vacuum chamber. And there's not a bubble in sight. So I kind of am going to trust it now. So I'm not going to take that extra step, I don't think, anymore. Look at that beauty. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I know all you butterfly lovers are going to fall in love. So we've got some pearl type thingies here. I clearly don't want to cover up much. But I think I will do a little silver because silver and blue are classic, beautiful colors. And you know I got to put my signature on it somehow. Or you guys would think I'm sick or an imposter or a clone. There we go. Oh, we got a little mark on there. Let's see how it fits. Oh, it fits. It's a little loose. I will say that it is a little loose, but it's the same size. Now here's the color difference, like I said, from the lid. Well, I guess if you're moving it around, it's kind of the same because you're getting the deep and the blue. It's almost like a color shift. Oh, it's kind of cool. So you're getting the deep and the light and then the deep. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm not upset about that. This is a little kind of loose there though. I mean, I guess you can maybe put a little stopper right there or something. I don't know how much. Tiny, tiny little stopper if it bothered you. And this has those round balls here. Here, a lot of them. And then jewels all around. And everything looks amazing. Now, I will say, when I trim this, because it is sharp, we're going to lose this set of stones all the way around because that's what's sticking up. So I'm wondering if we should have domed, as if you're here, is if I should have domed this one. I don't know. I'm sure I'll be making it. Yeah, I am going to make it again for you in a solid color so we can see what it looks like. But big jewels down on the inside. Gorgeousness. So I'm going to put my little touch on there. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit tighter. I wonder why they did that. I don't know. Anyway, let me go check on the flower so we can get that unmolded. If I'm not ready for that, I'm going to go ahead and start finishing this up. I can't believe I now have to cover that up. It totally stinks. All right, BRB. I got it out of the mold. I can't do it on camera. This one is way too hard. I ended up cutting my mold. I split my mold, which is fine. Actually, I want to finish splitting it. I should have split it before I poured it. This one is really hard. I'm pretty sure when you buy these from Amazon, they come as a split mold, but I cast this myself, so here it is. Thank God it's in one piece. I've already trimmed the bottom. I just rinsed it with water and washed it up. So there it is. It's gorgeous. It's got all three leaves. It's beautiful and red. So she wants white pearls on the tips of this one. So that's it. We're going to just get the scuff marks out. I haven't, for all the new people coming in, this is Resin Restore. It's one of my products. And it gets rid of the scuff marks and restores the color. Like, it doesn't get rid of the actual scuff mark. It just hides them. So don't twist my words. And then if you have bubbles like this, that have like sanding dust in there, just touch it to them and you will be good. It will go right into them. It will hide that sanding dust. So I just wanted to show that. Just get all that, because I was sanding this on the sander, so the sanding dust goes everywhere. It has a couple little bubbles on the bottom, but I think it's really good considering. Get that one is, oh, that's resin. So that is the Resin Restore. It's been a while since I've showed it, but here's some scuff marks on here. I sanded everything down. So if you just go over it with the smallest amount, you don't need much at all. And then if you leave it on there, it can be sticky if you put too much on. So just take a paper towel and some alcohol and just wipe the backs off if they're still sticky or kind of like a little oily residue. Sometimes I just go too fast and I put too much on my brush. As you can see, I've done it for all of these. So I had too much on my brush, but it's okay. You can clean that right off. And here's this one in the blue. There's some sanding dust right there that's going away. And right there. See how it restores the color? Let me get that right in there so we can hide that dust, because I'll never get it out. I use soapy water after I sand mine, because I use the Let's Resin sander. After I sand them down, there's usually dust all over my pieces. So I go use soapy water with a toothbrush and I get all that dust out the best that I can from all these facets. But this one is pretty intricate, so I didn't get it all out. So if it's stuck there, that's what I'm saying. You can use the Resin Restore to hide that sanding dust that you cannot get out. See all that right there? I'm just going to touch it to there. What you don't want to do is not clean your piece. Like this tiny little bit of sanding dust is not going to hurt anything. I've been doing this for months and it has not done anything to my bottle of Resin Restore. What you don't want to do is not wash your piece and be dipping this in the sandy parts and then back into your bottle. But these tiny little bits, they don't do anything. They're not going to do anything to the bottle. What you do want to do is keep it out of sight of your windows. You don't want to do that. And here's the pink one. It's not a UV product, but apparently I'm learning if it's near your sunlight, which there's a long instruction sheet that comes with this, and it will solidify in your bottle. So make sure you keep it in your box if you have bought it until I get black bottles. I do not have black bottles yet. But I will be getting them on the next batch. That way it's not that big of a deal anymore. This one I didn't, well, yeah, I guess I could do the little edges. And it just kind of hides it. It doesn't make them go away. It's not melting those into nothingness. It's just not something you're going to notice anymore. I'm just going to go right around there. And then, like I said, I'll take a paper towel and some alcohol and just wipe up the bottoms. And it's not going to come off with it. You're just going to clean off the residue. And here I'll dry it off. And you can see that it didn't go anywhere. So you can clean off the bottom without worrying about taking it off. You're not going to take it off. Now this one still has some dust. I don't want to put it everywhere, so I'm just going to take this brush. And this is the only thing I use this brush for. I don't use it with mica powders or anything. I just keep it at my desk. It's a nice stiff brush to get dust out of all the facets if I need to. See, like right there? Apparently I didn't wash it good enough because it didn't come out of there. So that's all I needed to do. So then if you feel better, just wash the bottoms of everything. It'll be fine. And there. These I tend to put too much on because they're such small pieces. So I'm just going to wash the bottoms real quick. A little bit of alcohol. I did drill the hole out. So I need to put some Resin Restore in there. That way you don't see those drill marks, scuff marks on the inside. So I'm just going to take it and just go right around that circle, and then you can't see those scuff marks anymore. All right, now it's time to get my game face on. And I definitely have to finish this because that's an order. I will bling this up, get rid of what I did to the surface of that. Not too happy about that, but it'll be better after I'm done. So give me about 2 minutes.
Michelle's in her apron, got that sparkle in her hair. A little studio in the corner, color flying everywhere. A red rose on the table, green leaves drying in a row. Tiny pearls like morning dew, catching every glow. Glitz and glitter for the Lord, hey! Shining on this little screen. Every jar, every rose, more than just a crafty dream. Thank you, Jesus, for my people. Every heart that's tuning in. Glitz and glitter for the Lord. Let the good work begin. Sapphire blue butterfly jar, dancing when the light hits right. Every face to throwing rainbows, turning daytime into night. Silver bits along the edges, careful hands that love this art. Pink votive shining like a diamond, joy poured out from her heart. She says, y'all, I'm so grateful, smiling with a brush in hand. Every view's a little blessing, every comment helps me stand. Serving Jesus while she's crafting, letting all that love show through. If you see that shimmer glowing, know she's praying over you. Glitz and glitter for the Lord, hey! Shining on this little screen. Every jar, every rose, more than just a crafty dream. Thank you, Jesus, for my people. Every heart that's tuning in. Glitz and glitter for the Lord. Let the good work begin.
That's it. I am done today. Man, that was a lot of stones to be doing, and that silver pen took forever. Here's the little, I made pendants. So I took the clear flat back bales on them. I stuck a couple of rhinestones here and there on each one just to make a few things stand out. And I've got marker and sparkle all over me. Here's the butterfly jar. So I did add a few rhinestones up here. Oh, I lost one. I need to put it back on right there. This took forever, so I ended up just doing the ones on the top and then the top row of that. There's a whole bunch back here, but that was too long. Too much work. I don't know. What do you think? Should I have done it? Should I have not done it? I don't know. It's kind of pretty. Oh, I have a little bit of touch up to do down there. Like I said, it was taking me forever to get that on. And then here is the candle holder. I blinged up the whole entire top with a few different size rhinestones. And then I pulled it down to the bottom. So it's basically a pink votive holder because you cannot see any of the clear at all. I'll need to wipe this all down when I am everything's dry. I have some glue here and there, so we'll wipe it all off. So there's that. This came out gorgeous. Here's the flower. I just tipped all the petals with a white marker, and then she wanted pearls. So these are 3 different size pearls on the tips of each one of the larger petals. So I hope you like it, Claire. I hope that's what you were going for. Here, I'll grab the other one that I did for her so you can see the difference. She wanted the white with red tips and now red with white tips. So those are her 2 flowers heading off to the UK any day now. She might even have them by the time you see this. So I think that's it. I'm looking around. I don't think I missed anything. That's it. I will get you guys some pictures. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're going to move on with the rest. Well, I have 2 more molds to do for Into Resin. So we'll pick one of them, get that done. I'll probably redo some of these in some other things too. So it might be a packed video tomorrow if you like that sort of thing. All right, guys. I hope you have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart. Sparkly streams, her laughter flows like sunlit beams. With each stroke her spirit sings, a masterpiece of golden wings. She sprinkles joy like morning dew, in every shade a promise new. A life of love, a life of grace, in her art we see his face. Glitz and glitter, Michelle.